How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have ghost friends with us again for the second time. They can say their names, what they do in the band, and obviously got some new members, so they can say their names too.
Cool. I'm Alec, and I am the vocalist and guitarist for Ghost Friends.
I'm Jason. I play guitar.
I'm Justin. I am the drummer and backup vocals.
And I'm Mike, and I play bass, or slap the bass.
Awesome, guys.
Slap of the band.
Slap of the bass. Well, obviously, I've had Alec and Justin on. I was telling Alec off camera that we did our first interview 3 years ago, which seems like such a long time ago. And obviously you guys have new members. You've gone through some changes, and obviously you, at the time, I think you guys were, I don't know if you had the EP out yet or if you were working towards releasing it, but I had seen obviously I did a review of that when it came out, but there's been a lot of changes in your camp and stuff, and I wanted to just kind of talk about that first and foremost of there's been a lot of changes between the 3 years. So, what do you guys got going on? Obviously you have the new members, so I'd be curious to see how you got them.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes just in life in general.
That's true.
Everything has changed. Yeah, so last time we talked, I can't believe that was 3 years.
I know.
We had just put together our little demo. I think it was like a 3-song demo. It was Curse of Caring, Ominate, and Black Maker. And I think we were gearing up to play a festival shortly after we had done our first interview.
Yeah.
So over the next year or so, we had a couple different member changes. It seemed like we would play a couple shows, and then Miggs, our bassist at the time, he moved to California.
Mm-hmm.
So we had then we had to kind of look for a new bassist, and we found Jason, who played bass, and we played a couple more shows, and then Kyle decided that he didn't want to play music anymore. So we were kind of at a crossroads, what do we want to do? Do we want to just keep this thing going? And we figured we were having so much fun, and we felt like as a tight-knit group already, just the three of us, that we should round it out. So we got Mike, who took over on bass, and Jason switched over to lead guitar. And just the chemistry has been so good over the past. Has it been a year at this point?
It's been a year.
So we literally solidified our lineup and got ourselves show ready and started booking shows.
We all know where this is going.
And then COVID hit, and it just derailed everything. And we kind of had a long talk as a band, and we wanted to assess what we want to do, because we were having fun doing stuff, but was it worth the work, not knowing where we would come out the other end?
Sure, yeah.
And I'm glad we decided that we were going to stick it out, and I think we're putting together some of the best work that we've done, just under the Ghost Friends banner, and we are working on getting ourselves in the studio within the next couple months to record a new EP with all new material.
There we go. And then Mike and Jason, I guess I would ask you, since you're the newest members, how did you guys find out about Ghost Friends? Was it either Justin or Alec that was hey, you want to join my band? Or was it a lit, Craigslist? We've all heard it all before. I'm just curious how you guys kind of found out about, the band and stuff.
All right. Well, I've been a fan of the band for a year or so before.
Okay.
I followed them on Facebook, and I saw that a while back. I saw that the original drummer left, so I sent them a message, said, "Hey, I could probably do drums," but they had already found Justin, which is awesome. So I was like, "All right, dang, there goes that chance. That's all right. I'll move on." So maybe a year later, the bassist left. So I was like, "Harry, how you guys doing? I can do bass." So I showed up to the bass. And I got in the band, and then we played a couple of shows. Played a couple of shows, and then unfortunately Kyle left. So we were like, all right, what do we do? I have known Mike forever, so
You guys were like friends since like
Yeah,
Oh my God.
we go all the way back to elementary school.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
We actually were arch enemies back in the day.
Oh yeah.
In high school, we became really close. And yeah, Jay actually told me about them like during that whole time where he was interested in being in the band. And he said, "Oh, you got to check these guys out." And I was like, "Oh, this is like solid. It's a solid sound. Like I definitely get what they're going for." And it was groovy, it was catchy, it was melodic. And then Jay, he told me, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be in the band." I was like, "Oh, that's sick." And then I was doing, other things as well, other projects. And then he was like, "Yeah, like the guitarist, it doesn't seem like he wants to do it." And then, he said, like, "I'm going to talk to the guys. Like, would you be interested if I switched the guitar? Would you want to do bass?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, it's a great sound. I feel like, I could bring some new ideas to the group." And I feel like the second I came in, there was no awkwardness. It was just immediate, like, everybody was just super chill. There's no pressure. There's no egos or anything like that. And I feel like when we write, it's an open forum. Like, everyone's got equal opportunity to kind of give their input and ideas. And we're all receptive to ideas. No one shoots anybody down. So it's a really fun group to be in. And, I look forward to it every week.
it's not really. I've been playing music for a while, and it's sadly it's a rare thing to find a group of guys that click, and just like there's no egos in the room. Like everyone's like just. It's easy and it makes it fun.
Something to look forward to every week.
We always say that. Like, every time we practice, it's like, okay, like I had a rough week. Like I really needed this practice tonight. And then,
I was gonna say, especially this year. I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. And we all kind of like trudge in here with like our baggage, and we all leave like wanting to hug each other, but like do not.
I feel kind of the same way, like in regards to like, because I took a bit of a hiatus from like doing interviews and stuff, and I felt like I really needed that time to be like, I want to do it. Like I need to fill my like passion bucket of like, I need to do this. I want to have other people know that, like, obviously I had people reach out to me during the break too, which is, definitely appreciated. But I feel like I had to want it, and I was like, you know what, like, not that I didn't like doing it all 4 years before this, but like at that specific point, I was just like, you know what, the pandemic's super strong. I'm like feeling really beat down, and I was like, I just feel like I need to take time for myself. And, honestly, if anybody watching this that is kind of going through that, I would just recommend maybe like taking a pause and like kind of like rethinking everything and like putting things into perspective, because it definitely helps. But I will say, getting back to the less depressing things that I'm sure a lot of us don't want to talk about, I did watch part 1 and I think part 2 of like the live set you guys did in the studio. I felt like I was watching a completely different band. Like, I obviously have known you guys for a little bit, and I was like, wow, this is like, there's something about like even the way you guys are kind of like starting out songs where you're just like, you saw each other, like the eye contact, like just doing all that sort of thing really was like, they're super cohesive, and like, everything that they're trying to like accomplish with the stuff, not specifically in the studio, but also like doing the whole live thing. Like it's really cool. It was really nice to see and stuff like that. Obviously, like it made me just super like kind of emotional, because I was just like, man, I really want to get back to live shows and seeing bands. But how was that experience? I know a lot of bands are kind of like moving into that territory, and I guess more specifically, like, how are you guys kind of treading the waters of like what's going on now with like the industry? Because I feel like it's completely different. Like the way that bands do stuff is just like totally different. So how do you guys feel like you have managed things? Because like now I'm seeing like, obviously you guys are trying to build up some hype for like the next release and stuff. So like, how has that been going for you guys?
It's going. I'm not gonna lie, like we want to play so bad.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like, I think everyone is jonesing to play live and like go see live shows. We figured that the live studio session is probably our best bet to kind of like scratch that itch, and also like let people know that, hey, we are still doing a thing. You know,
I feel like we use that as our like coming out party too.
a little bit, yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, welcome back. Like we're 2021. Hopefully, it's going to be a better year for everybody.
I hope so.
I think it was a good way to kind of just like start the new year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, everything obviously has changed, and you know, we desperately want to be able to play for people and just be in that environment. I think we're toying around with the idea of like maybe streaming your practice on Facebook Live and
Yeah.
this and that. But ultimately, we found a great resource in Landmine Studios with Lenny and Ken. We got the chance to be in a studio, which felt great again, and try to play our songs through as best as we possibly could. I mean, we have to take one or two takes, but like that was the fun that I had with it, being able to like mess up a little bit, but know it's okay because it's live but not really live.
Yeah.
But just having, being together and playing with a purpose, it felt good to, record something to put out.
And practice is like one thing, but like there is an energy that's just like undescribable when you're playing
Oh,
live.
100%.
And I feel like we flew close to the sun. We didn't like, it's like the it was like the next best thing to being able to play live is to do that live session. So I'm really stoked. I'm stoked that you liked it, and I think tomorrow so every Friday we're gonna drop a new part. So tomorrow, the next part should come out.
There we go. Well, obviously, we have to talk about new music because you alluded to it earlier. So I feel like if I wasn't a responsible interviewer, I wouldn't be talking about that. But how far along are you guys into new material? In terms of influences, have you guys kind of remained the same? Obviously, you guys can talk about newer influences and like what you guys have brought to the table. Do you think it's gonna be like heavier? Because I remember like. I was before this interview, I was like, I should just listen back to some like old Ghost Friend stuff that I was like, let me just listen, get acclimated, try to remember it all. And I went back and listened to Dreamspeak, and I was like, wow, this is really good. So I'm curious if you guys are gonna kind of continue that trend, or you bring in like new energy, different types of like influences and stuff like that.
I'll let these guys like kind of speak on that, but I just want to say real quick that I think. I love Dreamspeak. I think that it is a little bit poppy, and I think that our new stuff will kind of scratch that itch of somebody who's looking for something a little bit, I don't want to say sludgy, that's not the right term, but I think something that's a little bit more hard-hitting, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more aggressive, I think. As far as like the writing process, we're just kind of refining things, but we should be heading into the studio within the next couple months.
There we go.
I think it's very similar to Dreamspeak. Like Alec was saying, it's a little more aggressive, which is cool. But it still has like the catchy choruses. Like I still listen to the new stuff like almost every day. I'm like, damn, this is like crazy. If you like Dreamspeak, you'll definitely like this stuff.
Okay.
And actually, I think tomorrow, I believe it will be a new song. For the video.
That's right. We're premiering a new song on the live session, so you'll get your first taste at what's coming out.
Yeah, I think it rounds out nicely for what the direction we're going. I think it's reminiscent of Dreamspeak, to echo what Jay and Alex said. I think it definitely has some new qualities that Dreamspeak didn't have. And it's fun every practice. I feel like, we've been writing these songs now for, probably, in over a year. And I feel like we're always refining and, changing things. Like the one song, we have like a really good skeleton for it. And I feel like every single practice, we're like, wait a minute, no, cut that out. All right, let's do this, change the tempo here. And it's like, the intention is always like to better.
To refine.
Yeah.
The song, and I've said multiple times, I feel like every song, it's weird because I like bands that like have their sound, but I also like it when bands like not the whole album leads into one track. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Separation, and I feel like we do a really good job with that. Where like you could put on like just the music aspect of a song with no vocals, and then pair it next to another track with vocals, and you could be like, all right, like this sounds like Ghost Friends. Like nothing is deviated out of left field. I think we had a vision, and we kind of stuck to that. And everyone here has been in bands before, and I feel like we're all pretty good at what we do for the most part. And I think Justin's kicking it on the drums for sure. And I think Alex like really he does all these cool tones, and Jay every practice blows me away. He's just doing this beautiful stuff. Unbelievable guitar. So I think it's a really cool balance for sure.
Yeah, I think it when you hear it, you can tell that it's still Ghost Friends, but it's very indicative of the new members and even the the whole year.
Yeah.
Like it still has that Ghost Friends feel, but it's definitely a little punchier, a little more attitude to it. But I think it's still true to what we want to play and what we like to play and listen to. So it was really cool to have the same feel, but also have these other influences coming into it that we didn't have before.
The one thing I will say too is, and this is just from a fan perspective, because I was a fan of the band before, the new stuff also reminds me, like in Dreamspeak, I don't know what my favorite song is. It changes. It changes every time. I'm like, damn, this is good. No, wait, I like this one. And with the new stuff, I feel the same way. Like, I don't necessarily have a favorite because they're all, like, in my opinion, they all could be your favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very, it's cool. I know Sum 41 has that album, All Killer No Filler. I mean, the album's okay, but the name, that All Killer No Filler, is like, I feel like that's what this is. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And I feel like it's always cool to have bands on that are always like, I feel like it's almost a point to like have some bands where they're just like, I don't want to talk about my music and say like this is the best songs we've ever written, because it's just like cliche. But I always think to myself, I'm just like, if I love it and I love playing it or I love seeing it or whatever, like you should just talk about it. I don't understand what the complex is behind people being like, oh man, like I can't talk about my favorite songs that I've written. I'm just like, I could talk about my favorite episodes that I've done, and it's no bias to anybody else. I just more specifically had a better time with whatever is going on,
For sure, yeah. No, if you're passionate about something, like you should wholeheartedly like rep yourself and hype yourself. If you are really passionate and love what you're doing, yeah,
Yeah, if you're not proud of the content that you're making, then you're not doing it right.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about hyping you guys up, I figure I'd ask this question. What is like the front runner track for you guys off the like new record, EP, album, whatever it may be? I don't know if they have names yet.
They all have. Yeah, you want to go first?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it is hard. That's tough. So I really like. I like them all. I really like the one that I don't even know if it has a name yet. It's the one. I don't think Chris Buck will feel yet either. But
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Track 3.
Track 3. I don't know. It's very different. It's very ethereal. Am I saying right?
Yeah.
Ethereal and also heavy at times. It's I don't know. It's a jam. Like it's a monster of a song.
Sure.
For that. Like we don't have a name yet. When you hear the song, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. You're like, damn, this is what he was talking about. Yeah. It's a good jammer.
I think that one's fun too because it's all the songs are more aggressive, I'd say, but I think this one's got a little bit like kick to it, a little bit extra like giddy up, and it's
and we've said before, but this certain track too, it's so different from other tracks, and it's weird. I fight myself every time I say this. It's so different from other tracks, but in the same breath, it like fits the style of Ghost Friends.
I got you. Yeah.
Or two. But yeah, that would probably be my favorite one so far.
I think maybe Malignant is probably one of my favorites. Is that tomorrow or
That's
not?
tomorrow. Malignant will be out on our live session, so you guys can peek.
Yeah, no reason. How about you?
I go back and forth, man. Tethered is incredible, but then Malignant, I go back and forth every time. I was just listening on the way home from work this morning. I was listening to both. I was like, I can't tell which one I like better, but they're both awesome.
All right.
They're both just exciting. That's all.
All right. Well, I'll say it. Tethered has me gives me butterflies every time we play it. It's very heavy. It's very, like, just from a lyrical standpoint, it's very, very emotional, and I think people will connect with it. So that is my front runner. I love all the songs. Don't get me wrong. I'm proud of them, but I think it's the heaviest. It's the most like emotionally charged. And
I think I'm going to change my answer.
You're going to change my soul. My soul
Convince you.
Yeah. I'm excited for people to hear that song.
There we go. Well, you guys that are Ghost Friends fans, you can expect new songs, especially a new one. This will be out a little bit later than when the live releases, but you can go check that out. I'll leave a link for that in the description. But the next question, guys, I have to ask fun questions because obviously Alec and Justin know because they've been on here before. But I have some special ones, so I'll keep it fresh. If you guys were to compile a dream lineup, like if you were to replace either yourself or just like create a whole band, who would be in your band and why?
Damn, man. Like, is it staying within the Ghost Friends sound that I know?
Oh no, it's personal to you. So you pick out whoever
So, like,
you want in your band. Yeah.
Well, I know Kurt Ballou from Converge, guitarist from Converge, 100%. Like, probably the best guitarist I've ever seen live. Neil Peart from Rush.
Okay.
Fantastic drummer.
Yeah, that's a tough one, bud.
I would say, Adam D from Killswitch, because I think that guy has the best job in America. He is phenomenal at guitar, and he just runs around and has a great time. There's like videos of people feeding him pizza while he's killing the guitar solo.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. He
does everything, man.
He would be a lot of fun.
That's
And he also
true.
does drums, yeah, pretty awesome. So I would say him. It would just be a lot of fun to be in a band with that guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I gotta handle my first set of numbers.
If I was to replace myself, I think I'm torn. I'm thinking either Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath.
Ooh.
Meg White.
Or I don't remember his name, but the drummer from Knucklepuck. I think he's very underrated.
Oh yeah.
I think he's super tight, and his fills are always dynamic. So I'm torn between the two of them.
If I had to replace myself, maybe a little bit of cop out. I think I would do like Haley Williams, like early Paramore. I think would be really, really, really fitting for Ghost Friends, like early stuff. Maybe she could just like be the second vocalist.
The backup singer.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I'll be the backup. I'm not that full myself.
I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
I think that's my opinion.
I was like, that was like quite an answer. I was like, man, putting Haley Williams in the second seat. I was
No
like,
way.
no way. She's the queen of the scene here, so I gotta show her this respect. But
You
Oh,
are
yeah. She's awesome, man. She's awesome.
Yeah, there's no denying that.
And it's not Kurt, by the way. It's Jeff Feinberg. I looked it up. I thought it was Kurt Ballou.
all right, guys.
Whoever he is, he can also be in the band.
All right, guys. Next question.
Yeah.
Another question, guys. Another fun one. What is one of your guilty pleasure bands? Like a band that people wouldn't necessarily either associate with your band or you specifically.
I'm gonna think about this.
I can go first. All right, so I think I've said this before, that I've got like a thing for like female fronted like pop-ish kind of bands.
Gotcha.
Like I'm huge into like black metal and like death metal and stuff like that. So like that's like complete polar opposite. I've been hooked on this band called Lights for like a long time, and I just like the electronic like aspects of it and like her voice, like
Yeah.
Play electronic.
No, they have like a band, like a backing band, but there's like,
Yeah.
it's like heavy electronic like, elements in it. But Lights is my like guilty pleasure, but like it's not that guilty. Anyone else?
I have a hard time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like so many artists and so many genres.
Taylor Swift.
That's a good one.
Ooh, interesting.
What was that one album? Love. I think.
Don't know. I have no idea. I'm not.
Well,
That
yeah, I
one,
really
yeah.
enjoyed that album. But yeah, T-Swift, I'm on it.
I would say, I mean, I'm also with Alec. I love female fronted bands. They just kill me. Churches, I love everything
Ooh.
Churches does, man. They are phenomenal. But I would also say, and the new MGK album is actually,
Ooh,
like
okay.
the punk rock one is actually very good. It's surprisingly good and surprisingly catchy. But it's like, you know, that's it's just fun.
Guess that makes me.
It does.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank. I mean, I like a lot of stuff. I feel like a band. Jay reminded me of it earlier. I really like the new. It's not even new anymore, but the newer Sum 41 from 2017, I think.
Yeah.
They kind of dropped off. You don't really hear about them anymore. But I listen to that album from front to back still, and it's a hard hitter. So I guess I'll pick Sum 41.
You know what? I thought of one. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I used to be really into Bone for Soup.
Oh my God.
All right.
I know it, but you know.
That's funny.
Very interesting.
People did like them at the time.
I feel like that. I feel like if you're of the same age, like you're gonna. That was like a band that you like heard on the radio or like whatever. Like I can assimilate with that for sure.
1985.
Is that the
Yeah. I remember I found out about them because they had, I think it was 1985. It was in one of the like motocross games I think that I used to play on PS2.
That checks out.
And that's how I found them.
I got a
That's-
better one. I just thought of.
All right, good.
The last Linkin Park album was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Ooh.
And I didn't listen to them probably since Hybrid Theory. When I was in middle school, that was like my album. But I like stopped listening to them way long time ago. That album came out, I was like, this is fantastic. So definitely that Linkin Park album.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Linkin Park is just one of those like masterpiece bands that, you know, rest in peace Chester, like, you know, unfortunately went too quick. It would have been very cool to see how they would have done now, like in 2020, you know, 2021 time. Like that would be really cool. So who knows? We'll never know, but they're awesome. But next question, guys, kind of on the same topic. What is one album that you wish that you wrote?
Oh, man.
I wish that I wrote.
Yeah, like if you could take credit for a record that came out already, what one would it be?
Everything Cool saves the day. It's like one of the best albums ever, in my opinion, especially for that genre of music. Everything Cool.
I'm torn. I got two. So the one is very not to my playing capabilities in the least. But Within the Ruins came out with a new album, Blackheart, and from front to back, that album is just absolutely incredible. And like I can't stop listening to it. Like I want to listen to something else, but I just find myself going back to the same thing. So either that or Knucklepuck's newest album, 2020.
Yeah.
Again, front to back, just killer. I love it. Absolutely love it.
You got anything?
I do, and it's sort of very obvious.
That sounds so defeated right off the bat.
I mean, this album is just, I would say, Blink-182 self-titled that, you know, came out in 2003. It's songs like Miss You and Down and Always.
Okay.
It's just fantastic. Or Deftones' Diamond Eyes, because
Ooh.
that's insanity.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's a great one.
I'm really torn, man. I'm gonna cop out and say anything like Motley Crue.
Ooh,
Any Motley Crue album.
that's fair. I feel like I always have to, you know, whenever I have the second interview, I have to have like hard questions because I'm like, I give you like the softball questions to start off with, but I'm like, you know,
We're not gonna ask what our favorite food is.
nah, I mean, I could if you want again, but I feel like, you know, I'm not gonna recycle the same questions. You know, I always try to keep people on their toes. But the last thing, guys, the most important thing, obviously, the reason you're on here. Tell them about Ghost Friends, where they can find you on social media, and what you guys got coming up in the next couple months.
Sure. So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We're at Ghost Friends Are Real. What we got coming up? Okay, so we just released I think the next part of our live series, is 4 parts, drops on tomorrow, Friday. So every Friday for the next 4 Fridays, you can check out a new track from us. We are going to be going into the studio within the next couple months to record a new EP, title of which to be announced later on.
When there is one.
We have, we're kind of in the same boat as everybody else. We're not playing shows right now, you know. So
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if we did maybe some live sessions just in our practice space, something a little more intimate. I know I can tell you this: we have been working on some acoustic stuff, so I think that might be kind of cool to unroll that. And a cover. Actually, it's really funny. You'll have to go back and listen to our first interview, because we had talked about doing, like, you know, what song we could cover.
Yeah.
We are finally getting around to covering that song. So you'll have to go back and listen to the first interview and see what our options were, because we're working on a cover right now, and it's pretty glorious. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Did I miss anything, guys?
I think we said a few practices ago, like, we just want to always have something next in the arsenal. Like, we're planning, like, you know, right now it's releasing one track every week, and then, you know, we're just trying to think ahead, like, you know, we don't know how long this is going to last before live music happens again. So we're just trying to be creative and, like, stay relevant, try to continue to push out new content, whether it's new tracks or videos or practices or, you know, interviews, whatever it may be. We just want to continue to be out there as much as we can.
Yeah, we recently released, like, individual bios about the band, and I know for me, I have tried to not be on social media as much, just because of obviously everything going on. It's, you know, just added stress I don't need in my life.
Sure, yeah.
But I want to get back into, you know, being more connected with, you know, fans. So, you know, there's discussions on how we can make that happen. So if people like hearing from us and want to know more, then that's just going to be more of a driving force.
It's a great point.
There we go.
I mean, I think they covered it all, man. I'm just excited. You know, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be here. I just want to get out there and play eventually. But I'm glad you know, these live videos were really fun. And you know, I've had great reception on them. And I'm excited because 2 of the 4 are new songs. So, you know, that's something for people to look forward to.
We're going to continue to find ways to put our stuff out there, and we hope people enjoy it.
There we go. Well,
You're interviewing us, but I want to know about you.
Sure.
What do you have going on?
What do we have going on?
Anything you want to plug? Tell us.
Sure. I will tell you all of what's going on. So my main goal this year is to be on TikTok. For whatever dumb reason in my head was like, you should do TikTok. So I'm going to be on TikTok. If you want to follow me there, I'll probably be doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. More specifically, vinyl collecting, because I'm a huge vinyl collector. So I'll probably be showing off my entire collection. I'm decided to probably go alphabetically. So I'll be starting with A, and I think I have everything up to maybe like Y or Z. I don't even remember. But anyway, I have a lot of records, so I'll have a lot of parts to go through. Just doing the normal stuff here. Plan on doing some more reaction videos, because apparently that's what people like nowadays. So I'm going to be doing those, as much as it pains my heart to do them. I feel like people need to see just the meme-age, so I'm going to be bringing it. And just follow us on, you know, social media. All the links are below. I'll be dropping I'll give an exclusive on here. I'll be dropping 5-year merch, because I've been doing this YouTube channel for 5 years.
Congratulations!
So thank you. So I'll be releasing some special stuff on there. So if you want to pick that up, I'll probably just be donating all the money anyway. So go check that out. And if you like Ghost Friends, first of all, go check out our first interview, so you can go find out what song they're covering or may not be covering, and leave your guess in the comments below, because who knows, maybe they might answer you. You know, you might think you're right, or you might think you're wrong. Who knows? Just place your bets down below. And also, if you enjoy them, go check the links below to go follow them on social media. I know I did a lot of plugging for them in 3 years ago. So they are definitely trying to hit the ground running with all this sort of stuff. So go follow them and go check out those live videos. Whoever did the videography for them did a spot off job. Really good shit. And
Kurt Faust, give him a plug for sure.
Curvalis, go follow him on social media. He is awesome. And then just watch those live videos. They're super sick. And I definitely got, like I said earlier, got a little emotional because I love seeing live shows. So hopefully that will be back soon, and then you can go see them live, and maybe we'll do an in-person interview very soon once this is all over with. But go check them out, and if you like this content, subscribe, share. It means a lot. And thanks, of course, to Ghost Friends for coming on, chatting, and doing all that stuff.
Love you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Thank you.